Anyway, heidi ho, everybody. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back for the Anime Podcast Show. And right here, I'll be talking about my favorite series. We'll be in the conversation, in segments, topics, or whatever I'm in interest on. So anyway, this is the last episode for the season. And of course, it took a while to bring this together. I am so sorry, everybody, for your patience. And of course, this season run. Well, there's a lot of shit I went through. So sorry it took a long time because of doing this, doing the What If series, and then I got other shit in life I got to do. So thank you for your patience for this. So now, we're about to approach Season 12 later in the year, so I hope I'll be making more content between then. And let's get to it for this last episode. So, in the first segment, as you all know, will be what anime I got into during post-pandemic era. So, this series, it's another romance series. It's not like Dress Up Darling. In this scenario, we follow a daily life of a college student, Akane. And in this series, she gets dumped by a previous relationship, and she plays an MMORPG game as it calls Force of Savior. And we meet our new lovebirds in My Love Story with Yamada level 999. My Love Story with Yamada is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Mashiro, and it began on its publishing at Comic Smart's Gamma magazine or manga website since March of 2019. It's still going on today. For now, it had released for over 10 volumes. At the moment, I believe it's been on hiatus since 2024. Now to the anime. It's been announced during Aniplex's Online Fest 2022. And it's produced by Madhouse and set to air from April to June 2023. Aired for over 13 episodes. To be honest, no second season. Well, who knows, be announced anytime soon or at some point 2 to 3 years from now. Now to the dub. It's been dubbed by Bangzim Entertainment. I really enjoyed this cast. And I sometimes watch this series like twice after the series wrapped up for the first time. Anyway, going through a segue to this is what was my interest with the series anyway? Well, it began with the announcement from the dub cast, and to be honest, it looked promising. However, I didn't start watching the series until in 2024 due to issues I have to go through with life in general, and I was so burnt out from other anime series at the time. Like, ones were coming out, so yeah. So, it's in the list, but I took my time to finally found time to watch it. To be honest, I fell in love with it, and this was my favorite show of 2024, as I was watching at the time. And, of course, I love our two protagonists, Yamada and Akane. And props to everyone between the sub and the dub casts. And also, by the way, during the time back in 2024 when I was halfway through the series, there was an announcement for a live-action film, and I had not seen it, but it looks promising. Not sure with the adaptation. I don't know if it's still good or not, but that is all I can say. That is all for my interest with My Love Story with Yamada, level 999. Now let's move on to the last segment of the show, and that'll be Topic of the Week segment. For this one, never spoken into a topic like this before. Usually I do like a top 5, top 10, whatever, but this one's going to be very different. It's something really important for fans around the world that they need to hear. Is why does anime series or franchises are getting cursed? Is it the popularity? Why there's no new seasons or feature films? Let's talk about those. First of all, I want to start saying is, why does it feel like every great anime gets abandoned? Is there a question? Is there an answer? No. You find a series you love, you get invested with these characters, the story starts building towards something amazing, and then it stops. No new season, no new movie, no announcement, just silence in general. And to be honest, fans had called it the anime cursed. Like in live action. Well, props to One Piece for the live action. They did a great job, and now there'll be a lot of live action adaptations coming from Netflix. I hope it's going to be okay. But no, I'm not talking about live action. I'm talking about the animation in general. Because there's a lot of people who are not reading the manga and don't have a feel for it. So I think animation is a great choice and have a watch and feel about the series. But there'll be a time that the feeling that once an anime becomes really good or really popular, something goes down in the barrel and never continues it deserves. But here's the thing though. It's not actually a curse. What I really mean is that it's happening is a mix of business decisions, production, royalties, or realities, whatever. And the timing is very badly. And once you understand it, the whole situation starts to make a lot of more sense. Like, example, No Game, No Life had no second season. And this is one of the most famous cursed anime out there. It's an incredible franchise with incredible light novel and one incredible season. And people love the characters, the world, and the style, everything about the work. And yet, years later, still nothing at all after about a decade or so. And from a fan perspective, that's completely unacceptable. And there should be some more explaining to do why this series is not continuing. And the answer is popularity alone isn't enough. And anime isn't usually made by one single company. It just decides to keep it rolling, you know? Keep it rolling like a train. And you're in a hype train of popularity, and then all of a sudden, the tracks is not been built, you know? It's funded by a group called a production committee. And each member of the group has a different goal. Look at One Punch Man. I'll mention One Punch Man in a bit. But one might care about the manga sales, another great music, another merchandising, streaming services, or maybe distribution overseas or something. But if those goals are achieved early, then from their perspective, the project had already been succeeded. But there'll be times that, look at a series we all know today, and it was so horribly wrong since season 2. And what series am I referring to? Well, I'm referring to The Promised Neverland. The first season was a goddamn huge hit, and it drew to attention of the manga, but instead of a continuation of a steady pace, the second season was goddamn rushed through a major storylines they had, and then want to wrap things up really, really early. And I'm going, huh? Huh? And I was one of those people. I was like, huh? Huh? What the hell? And a lot of fans were disappointed. But from a business standpoint, the anime had already done what it needed to do. And it leads to something a lot of fans don't like hearing is, sometimes anime is basically an advertisement for a manga, light novel, video games, or I'm referring to SAO, MMORPG game, or a collaboration, crossover, whatever. But it's not a cheap way, but it's kind of a strategized way. But many anime are designed to promote the source material like the manga or light novels. Once viewers get hooked, they expect to continue the story by reading it instead of watching it. So if sales go up, the intention that the animation, the story, can actually go ahead. Another big factor is the source material itself. Look at One Piece. There's a lot of source material. Well, not compared to the live action. Well, I'm comparing to the anime itself, because it's been doing this for years. And as of now, they've stopped doing it. And what I'm talking about? Filler. They've stopped doing the filler. Well, because they've been doing filler for a very long time in anime series. I think one anime series is still doing filler, and that is my boy, Detective Conan Edogawa. And of course, they've been doing it for over 1,000 episodes for over 30 years already. But damn, 30 years, 20 films, I think. No, sorry, 29 films. My bad, sorry. 29 films, and the franchise just totally goddamn insane. But I'm so happy with these shows, like Detective Conan, One Piece. But, you know, back in the day, you got Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, and trying to think of another one. Yu Yu Hakusho. All the shows I just mentioned, they all have filler, and the reason is they were already ahead when the mangas were, on its infancy. Well, they were on their infancy, but I mean is like when you do filler, they're all original stories, original episodes, because they're already ahead where the manga were stopped at, because maybe the author was taking a break, or maybe the author needs to go through a health thing or whatever. But there's one big factor that no one ever talked about, like I just mentioned, the source material, and sometimes it just isn't enough to continue it. Like, example, with Hunter x Hunter. It's widely considered one of the best mangas and anime ever made. But there's a definite demand for more. But the story, it depends on the manga, the creator, and the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter, he had a lot of breaks between chapters due to his health issues, and now we know the reason what was the health issue, and that was his back. Because when he was doing Yu Yu Hakusho, I think he had enough in chair and whatever. So yeah, that's all I can say. But the anime eventually caught up to the available material, and without any new chapters, there's nothing to adapt on. Even when a show is successful and there is enough source material, there's still the issue of production. The anime studios are incredibly busy. And you have 200 to maybe 1,000 animators from different companies like TMS Entertainment, Toei, Cleverworks, or other productions. But it's just crazy amount of people who are directors, writers, animators, and they booked in advance. Scheduling alone can delay a sequel for a movie, TV show, OVAs, whatever, and it would take a bloody long time. And you know what? Animation takes 1 year to make a series or a movie to make it perfect. But that's part of why, another series I'm going to bring up now is Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan had a long gaps between seasons and even switched studios during its run. It wasn't because of the curse. It was because of the scale of the project required time, coordination, and the right team. And the right team I'm talking about is Wit Studio. Because at the time, Wit Studio is already done 3 seasons of Attack on Titan already. And we thought that the audience back in 2019, and including myself, we thought that Wit Studio is going to deliver us a final incredible season, what they're going to bring us in Attack on Titan. But what happened is, we criticized that Mappa is going to be doing the final season. And that's why, since then, and even ever since Sword Art Online Alicization, they've been doing a core season. And to me, I do love waiting. But there'll be times that I'm impatient. And I say, come on, we gotta wait. We gotta get the series out there. We need to finish it right straight away. But there'll be times that I'm going, damn, we gotta wait this bloody thing to end. And even right now for the light novels for SAO, the final arc is still going on at the moment. And we're like, where's new material of the anime? Where is it for Unity Ring? Where? Anyway, I'm off sidetrack here. It's the quality of it. And what I'm saying is, like I mentioned, Attack on Titan. They have a different types of animators and storytellers, but they have to adapt the source material correctly. And then you got a different studio and different teams. You have to make a progress into it. But then when you go through initial success from one studio to the next, it would start to create problems. And when they first announced Attack on Titan with Mappa, and us fans were like, oh my gosh, why? What was the reason for it? And of course, now we know now, because Wit Studio is working on a major project at the moment with Spy Family, and I still love Spy Family, but yeah, I think they gave up Attack on Titan and then moved it to Mappa, and there you go. But when it becomes more extreme popularity, expectations go way up. And fans expected the same way and the same level of quality or better, and any drop is immediately noticed. That's like what happened with goddamn One Punch Man. The first season was a high standard in animation. Then the second season came, bullshit, from a different studio. But no offense to JC staff, but the production committee, you're bullshit. And the tighter schedules you guys had, and the differences was obvious. And the backlash was very strong, including myself with the third season. And I still remember this, when the third season, first episode dropped, my jawline was like, what? What? It just dropped like a goddamn bomb. And I'm going, JC staff, what are you doing? And then the slide shit, and then the other, and then more problems, and then you got the AI shit. I'm going, oh my god, what is happening? Oh my gosh. And that's a kind of a reaction can make mistakes sometimes, and for future projects can take a risk from investors. But there would be something like to call the fake cancellation effect. A lot of anime aren't actually canceled. It just takes a long damn time to make a comeback. Production cycles can stretch over several years, especially for a high quality franchise. Like, give an example like ReZero. It took a long break between seasons. Like, the first season was, I think it aired in 2016, and then it did not air a second season until in 2021, I think. Yeah, 2021, yeah. And as of now, we're getting season 4, and I'm really excited. And to be honest, I haven't finished season 3 yet, but still, I'm super, super excited for this. And during those gaps, fans assumed the worst, but eventually it returned. And the delay wasn't a sign, it was just dead in the water. And it was a part of a process. When you call all of this together, the idea of an anime curse starts to fall apart. And what it felt like a curse is really a combination of a business strategy, limit resources, production timelines, and sometimes just bad luck with timing. From the outside standpoint, it looks like a great show randomly been abandoned. But behind the scenes, there are very specific reasons for it. That said, the feeling is still real. When you're connected to a show or a story or a series or even a movie and it suddenly stops, it's very frustrating for the unfinished product, and it's naturally to look for a bigger explanation. But there'll be times that when you're an anime fan and then saying, oh, possibly this would be better than the manga, or the manga will be better than the anime, I don't know. There's a lot of divisive from the fandom. But maybe that's a part of an anime fan. You have to wait for a bit longer or whatever. Or maybe if you're waiting for your favorite franchise or a movie or an anime, move on to something else. Listen to music or watch something. I don't know. But sometimes stories don't end when you want them to. But sometimes you have to wait years or even a decade or two to wait until the big hype, you know? Sometimes, out of nowhere, a series comes back when you have at least expectations. But honestly, that might be the closest thing anime has to be in the magic in the world of anime. So that is all from me, and that was a long topic I have to speak about. That's a wrap for the topic of the week segment in the pod. Hope you all enjoy it. Comment, like, and subscribe. I'm going to cause a controversial to this. But if y'all haven't subscribed to me yet, you will miss out any content I'll be putting out. And hit the notification bell, please do so. And see y'all next time for the next season in season 12. Goodbye.